Let's have a quick conversation about Westlaw. And when we talk about Westlaw, we're talking about legal research software. So in today's conversation, I want to do an in-depth review. I want to give you the pros and cons, the ins and outs, everything you need to know before making a purchase decision or making any kind of commitment decision. Okay. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So when you think about Westlaw, I want you to think about an online legal research platform with a multitude of different subscriptions and services with various pricing tiers. This is kind of cool. So you have diversity there, you have efficiency, and you have flexibility. So we love that. So when you think about Westlaw, I want you to really think of a proprietary database of case law, statutes, treatises, and other secondary sources from legal technology heavyweight Thomson Reuters. Okay, so along with LexisNexis, it is currently the industry standard for case lookup and secondary source searches. And just like LexisNexis, basically many have found Westlaw's pricing to be cost prohibitive. It's really, really expensive. However, firms needing comprehensive legal research are unlikely to find a more thorough database. So it's all about so the granularity you get in Westlaw, comes with a cost. Okay, it comes at a certain price. That's the bottom line here. So we're talking here about in terms of the starting cost, we're looking at $90 to $100 per user per month. Okay, so what are the pros and cons real quick here when we talk about Westlaw? Well, first of all, you have plenty of secondary sources. You have citation check. This is really good. And you have plenty of integrations. Okay. And so those are like, this is a representative sample of the advantages. What about the disadvantages? Well, it is very expensive. They are not so like they do not actually update the integrations. That's the problem. And really for us, if you think about Westlaw, this is not for solos. So Westlaw is not for solo practitioners because again, of the cost and also because there are other sources that are more affordable to solos. So when you think about Westlaw, think about integrations as varied as Microsoft Word and Practical Law. You have apps, you have iOS, Android, you have a web application also. So Westlaw can be either a cloud-based or a hybrid sort of platform. Boss, I want to welcome you back to the show. It's really, really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Let's talk about the features that really matter. When we talk about Westlaw, what are the features that really matter? Well, the first thing you need to understand here is that when we talk about Westlaw, we're talking about, first of all, there's no free trial. Okay, there's no free trial. I needed to establish that. It's also really important to understand that, you can actually, when you reach out to Thomson Reuters, they actually can walk you through, they can show you a demo and you can see how the software really works, and you can choose, you can make a decision at that point whether or not it is something for you. But they do not have a 30-day free trial or 14-day free trial or 21-day free trial. No, once you see the demo, if you really want to use the software, you start with the pricing with the priced plan. Okay, and but Westlaw uses a lot of artificial intelligence. So basically, you are able to actually use Westlaw parlays artificial intelligence in everything the software does. So basically, you are able to identify relevant cases and statutes, and may even help you draft your brief. Okay, and Westlaw also uses natural language search. So this is kind of cool because basically you can search by entering a question in normal language instead of keywords or Boolean connectors and phrases. So this is a recent innovation that we have seen in Westlaw. This is really good, and a lot of mid-sized firms and large law firms are really enjoying this sort of natural language search because basically when you are working on a multitude of cases, sometimes it really helps to actually try entering a question in normal language instead of with keywords or Boolean connectors. Okay, and one thing I also want to say here is that Westlaw actually has been like in the last 5 years, we have seen in our research, they started reaching out to small firms too, because usually the consensus is that Westlaw is for large firms, it's for mid-sized firms, especially the growing mid-sized firms. But as I said, for the last 5 years, they started reaching out to small firms, and the thing is that they're working right now with law schools across the country. At least in the U.S., they're working with law schools and to sort of make sure that they can democratize, if you will, the tool. So bring it to smaller firms. So this is really cool. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Westlaw. This is a Westlaw review. One thing that I also love, that we have seen in Westlaw is that Boolean search is possible. Okay, so you are able to use Boolean operators like and, or, and more, so you can precisely target your search query. You need to understand Westlaw is a pretty thorough, it's a pretty broad database. So possibilities for in-depth research are like those possibilities abound all the time. But if you don't have like some connectors, if you don't have some guidance, if you don't have a strategy to search for the precise sort of case or statute or citation that you're looking for, it will be pretty complicated to actually operate through that database. Okay, so you have Boolean search is possible. Case summaries are also possible in Westlaw. So we love that a lot. And speaking about citation checking is also possible. So this is kind of cool. So Westlaw can actually act as a citation checker. So you are able to identify whether, let's say, a case or statute has been overruled, for instance, repealed, modified, or reversed. So you kind of have different scenarios, several judicial scenarios that Westlaw sort of helps you identify. So this is kind of cool. So in terms of pure research, in terms of pure legal research, Westlaw does a great job on that end. Okay, you also have filter search. There's a possibility of doing filter search within Westlaw, so we love that a lot. So you are able to restrict your search to certain parts or features of cases and statutes, like let's say the date, for instance, or you can focus on the judge, or you can focus on the jurisdiction. So this is kind of cool. And if you want to focus on anything revolving around jurisprudence, this is also possible. So the thing here is that there's a large constellation of possibilities within Westlaw, and what we love here is that the database is constantly innovating. It's constantly expanding, and that makes it very good in terms of scalability, because the database, you don't need to be a small or big or mid-sized to actually enjoy the database. You can parlay the database's benefits in like regardless of the size of your law firm. So this is really good. We love that a lot because again, when you start, let's say you start today with 10 lawyers, and if tomorrow you find yourself at 100 lawyers, you would like to have a tool that really fits your specific operational statute. So this is really fantastic. We also love the fact that within Westlaw you have a research history. So this is a great possibility that we have seen in the last few days, in the last few months rather. And research history is really cool because within Westlaw you are able to find the results of, let's say, prior searches, or see if the law has changed with no results. Right? It's all about what we call judicial context or judicial history. So this is really possible within Westlaw. Also, you have research folders within Westlaw. This is here. What happens here is that within the database, you can organize your research history into folders. So talking about efficiency, this is really great. Talking about operational reliability, this is really great. Talking about judicial admissibility, this is really great because you'll be working on research to sort of boost your litigation efforts. Okay. You also have PDF Word downloads. This is totally possible. You can download cases and statutes as a formatted PDF or Word document from Westlaw. This is totally possible. You also have suggestions. So there are features and capabilities within the software where when you run a search, for instance, you are automatically getting suggestions for additional searches to run or material you should look at. So those suggestions are really great in terms of expanding your analytical horizons. So we love that a lot. And we also love the fact that you have alerts. You have alerts that really come out of Westlaw. Basically, you are able to, the software will flag for you key cases so that you can really get an email notifications if it is cited in a new case, for instance, in a statute or a secondary source. And if you have the right plan, you can also have the alerts to actually come to you as an SMS. So this is kind of cool. And in some cases, we have seen clients. We have current client of ours who receive their alerts via a WhatsApp, via WhatsApp messages. So this is really, really cool. And also you have open API. So there is an open API in Westlaw. And although that open API is not really as developed as we would have loved to see it, but it's still there anyway. it could be really minute, but it's still there, and whereby you can actually connect your third-party apps to Westlaw. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about Westlaw. This is a Westlaw review. So let's talk about the specs. So when we talk about Westlaw, what are the specs you need to pay attention to? First of all, and I think I have already established this, that Westlaw is a cloud-based legal research subscription platform. That means what? It means that you can be anywhere and actually, you can actually log into the database. Not a problem to your research. You can be in Acapulco. You can be in Abuja. You can be in Brazil. You can be in Johannesburg. You can be in China. You can be anywhere. You can be in Berlin and actually access the database. Not a problem. Okay. And so this platform can be used through any modern browser, and users can also leverage you can leverage this software in other places like Microsoft Word by using select add-ons. That's what I was telling you earlier when I mentioned the API. So the API possibility is really great there. Okay, and the price of Westlaw is about 100 to 125, and in some cases $150 per user per month. Okay, and basically this pricing tier includes case law, statutes, key sites, and court rules for one state, and you can actually multiply the number of states you want to have access to. It's totally up to you. And so the thing is that Westlaw does not integrate with all law practice management software tools. They actually have a few select ones that they integrate with. Now, the software that this platform does have an MS Word plugin, that's for sure, as I just said. But one of the things you need to really pay attention to here is that if you want to actually integrate Westlaw to your current tech stack, it's better to go through Zapier, because the API is kind of there, but it's still really minor here. The possibilities are minor there, so it's better to go through a third, like a conduit such as Zapier, to have the integration to happen. Okay, and what I want to say here is that Westlaw has a constellation of secondary sources. So you have like we're talking about. See, well, the thing is that the fact that Westlaw has such a wealth when it comes to secondary sources is exactly what sets the platform apart from other legal research providers. Okay, and so, but the thing is that you might need to have add-on additional features or opt for one of the higher priced subscription tiers to get access to them. So it's one of those things where, as I was saying earlier, basically if you are solo, you're not going to be able to afford this. You need to actually be in a situation where you are making some cash first. Okay, so this is kind of important. And but Westlaw really have reminders and alerts, and it's very easy to use. Not a problem. Let me talk to you about the extras you need to pay attention to when you consider Westlaw. The thing here is that Westlaw's classic plans are likely to be more attractive to firms of all sizes who are looking for a legal research solution based on our research. Okay, and these plans are actually more limited than other less expensive resources out there. So firms needing sources for, let's say, from more than one state, or that bill on a flat fee, might not find the best fit in Westlaw, in our view. So alternatively, larger law firms billing for associate research time may actually find Westlaw Edge cost less for their clients. So additionally, firms that need a specific secondary source along with case law review will likely need to include an add-on to their Westlaw subscription at an additional cost. So it's all about cost versus rewards, right? It has to make sense from an ROI perspective, a return on investment perspective. So when we talk about pricing, you need to understand that it's all about what really sets you apart. I mean, one thing I want to say here is that for us, when we talk about pricing, we have the Westlaw Classic, we have the Westlaw Precision, you have the Westlaw Edge, and then you have other features that are out there. One thing I want to say here is that I think I'll go a little more granular on the pricing later on, but I just want to say that when we talk about Classic, the Classic is a no-frills legal research database. Okay, and so this is intended to compete with some of the less established legal research platforms out there, like CaseText and FastCase. And it is much less expensive than Westlaw's other plans, but it can quickly add up with customizations. Okay, and at its most basic, this Westlaw subscription really will include state court case law for one state, key sites, statutes, and court rules. And then you have Westlaw Precision and Westlaw Edge. You also have the Keyside overruling risk. So this comes with the Edge subscription and expands the Keyside by flagging a case if it relies on bad or overruled law. And users can find cases that have been explicitly overruled through Keyside all at once. You also have statutes compare. This allows statutory revisions comparisons on the state and federal level to help understand the judicial intent here. And so this insight allows incorporation of legislative intent into business advice and litigation advocacy. Okay, and statutes compare shows exactly how a statute has evolved and is included within let's say a Westlaw Edge subscription. So this is kind of cool. Let me actually go a little granular on Westlaw Precision and Westlaw Edge because this is kind of important, and I will talk later on about the Westlaw Classic. But one thing I want to say here is that if you are interested in Westlaw, it's important to understand that the Precision is really where the juice happens, so to speak, okay? Because the legal research, when it comes to the legal research juice, really, because you are able to rely on innovative capabilities to get you to relevant cases over 2 times or 3 times faster. So for instance, you can search, filter, and browse by topic in half the time. You can quickly see the specific point of law in a case that's been invalidated. You can view related cases that have a pattern of being cited together, even if neither cites the other. You can you can actually speed up iterative searching, provide a graphical display of your research history. This is kind of cool because it helps you actually provide judicial context when you are doing research into a specific case, and you can better organize your research with enhanced workflow tools. And Westlaw Precision, what we have seen is that it's pretty comprehensive because it also includes all of the features and functionality of Westlaw Edge. Now let's talk about Westlaw Edge. Now here is another plan that actually allows you, this is really great also. So really what happens here is that you can gain a competitive advantage through intelligent insights and analysis. So we love that a lot. And the Westlaw Edge is a little bit above all the other plans because it allows you to generate AI enhanced reports indicating authority that may have been missed, and authority contrary to your opponent's position. And you can access data-driven insights on judges, courts, attorneys, law firms, damages, and case types to enhance your case strategy. It's all about case strategy and admissibility of the evidence, okay? And so you are able to gain better exposure of invalid law with Keyside implied overrulings. You can instantly compare statute and regulation versions. This is kind of cool. And this Westlaw Edge also includes all of the features and functionality of Westlaw Classic. Okay, so basically, what the thing here is that you have, if you were to compare, Westlaw Precision is really at the top of the pricing tiers. Then you have Westlaw Edge, and then you have Westlaw Classic. Okay, and Westlaw Classic, you basically get accurate and comprehensive legal research you can trust. You can access the most comprehensive collection of primary and secondary law through for thorough research, really. And you can find related law quickly with the most reputable and granular subject classification system, the key number system within Westlaw. This is really cool. And you can work confidently knowing that you are relying on good law with the best-in-class citator, Keyside. And Keyside is really cool. It has received many kudos over the years from legal researchers for accuracy. And you can really retrieve background history of attorneys, judges, experts, and companies. Let's talk about pricing here. So you can see on the screen here that basically you need to contact Westlaw. And basically, even though you can actually have a free trial, you have to request a free trial. The free trial is not given to any applicants. They have to actually do a little bit of due diligence around your company first before they actually grant it. But they do have a demo though. The demo is for everybody, but for the free trial is for specific applicants. Let's quickly recap to this conversation. So this was a Westlaw review, and let me do a quick recap here. So I give you the overview, the features, the specs, the extras, and then I finish now with the pricing. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.